Hi everyone. Oklahoma State needs 3 wins to reach the Women's College World Series final. The Cowgirls facing Tennessee first to see who goes on to play Florida State. Tennessee would take an early lead in the third. Riley West hits this single to left that will score the second run of the inning for the Lady Vols. OSU season has not gone the way that they anticipated. In fact, the 3-5 start is the worst since 1986. They're somehow 4-2. They have negative 24 in the point differential right now. They don't know how to use Jalen Warren properly. He should be the starter over Najee Harris. Matt Canada is the worst offensive coordinator in the NFL, and that's not even debatable, and you know it's not. The OSU men's basketball team heads home from Carbondale after a 70-68 loss at the hands of the Salukis of Southern Illinois. The women from Rocky Top also play some defense. The Cowgirls' Talon Edwards drives this ball into the alley for extra bases. Michaela Wark tries to score, but she's thrown out at the plate. He has thrown for 7 touchdowns and 8 picks so far this year. He hasn't even started every game because he's already injured, and he has career lows in QBR right now at 82. Down 3-0 in the 6th, senior Morgan Wynn powers this pitch over the left field wall. That cuts the margin to 3-1, but that's all the closer the Cowgirls will get, as Taylor Tuck is caught looking for strike 3 to end the game. OSU's season ends with a 47-16 record. I'm going to say the New England Patriots on this, as much as I hate to say that. They have Bill Belichick still. Word on the town is that he might be on his way out, but I don't believe it. All they need is a quarterback that's not Mac Jones, and they would be a lot more successful of a team, and they might go back to the TB12 days with Caleb Williams. In the third, Nathaniel Lowe hits this pitch towards the bullpen, and it's not coming back. That's Lowe's 7th home run of the season, and it ties the game. Then in the fourth, Marcus Simeon picks up a couple of RBIs with this double into right center as the Cardinals' defense messes up the relay. That allows yet another Texas run to cross the plate. It's now 5-2 Rangers, and the Rangers would hold on to the win. That's now 11 victories in their last 13 games for the home team. Illinois is one of those teams that's failed me several times in the tournament. But I think with Terrence Shannon Jr., how well he plays is basically how well Illinois is going to play. And you got a guy like Coleman Hawkins, too. It just depends on how they play. This feels like a year where Purdue, they have a chance to do what Virginia did a few years ago when they got beat by UMBC. At the same time, I feel like Purdue is going to play better in the actual tournament than the Big Ten tournament. So I'm going to pick Illinois, and then my Big 12 is going to be Baylor. To go from playing with players like Mike Daum, who was one of the most, prolific basketball players at a smaller school, to playing with someone like Zach Edey, who's, notably one of the best players in the nation, like at a big school like Purdue.
Sure. Obviously 2 completely different players. So getting used to them was interesting, I'd say, more than anything, because obviously they're 2 bigs, but completely different. So Mike Daum was a prolific scorer. And to me, a prolific scorer is someone who just scores at like all different levels.
There's a chance for them to be the play-in game somehow, because I think that they would have just carried all that momentum and just kept playing games. 5 wins in 5 days, that'll exhaust a team. However, when you got players like DJ Burns, who's probably my favorite player in all of college basketball, that man is an absolute tank, and he can move like he's like a guard. Like, it's insane the way that he plays. Any team that he's on, he just wins them games. I mean, the Browns hadn't made the playoffs since the early 90s or early 2000s or whatever, and then he goes in there, makes the playoffs for the first time in 20 years, and they just ship him off to Carolina. He wins them a couple games, then he gets shipped to Los Angeles with the Rams. He wins them a couple games. And then the upcoming moves of 2023, we have former Richard Childress Racing driver Tyler Reddick will move to 2311 Racing, which is Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin's co-owned team, to replace longtime NASCAR Cup Series driver Kurt Busch, who is going into retirement. Then we have filling his position in the 8 car, Tyler Reddick's position in the 8 car, is longtime Joe Gibbs Racing member Kyle Busch, who will be stepping away from the 18 car, and longtime NASCAR sponsor of M&M's, who is also not going to be sponsoring NASCAR anymore. Illinois easily wins this. Terrence Shannon Jr., he has been going off the last week. You got Coleman Hawkins and Marcus Domask. You got good players on that team, got a good coach. Illinois should beat Morehead State. The biggest story of the night was Southern Illinois' Xavier Johnson, who scored 32 in the win. This was Johnson's third game already in the season, scoring 30-plus points, as he leads all of Division I in that statistic. Nick Martin gave OSU its biggest play on defense with an interception and a return into Longhorn territory. The Pokes would score on a 7-yard touchdown pass from Alan Bowman to Rashad Owens to cut the deficit to 14. The Cowboys return to Gallagher-Iba this Sunday against Tulsa as they look to turn their season around. Tip-off is set for 5:30 p.m. For the Poke Report, I'm Tim Froehlich. Speaking of games last week, the OSU K-State game showed us the Big 12 might be more competitive than originally thought. OSU took the lead 26-7 with just under 5 minutes left in the third quarter and seemed to be in control throughout the entirety of the game. Yet OSU left the Cowboy faithful on the edge of their seats, barely getting a win in a 29-21 victory against the Wildcats. Brennan Presley would keep the Cowboys faithful optimistic, however, scoring a 5-yard touchdown to put the Cowboys on the board. Oklahoma State is home to over 35 club sports that consider themselves to be non-varsity. Only 6 of those allow only women. One of OSU's newest clubs is a women's rugby team. The team consists of 33 young women, a team built of every grade level but led by a group of juniors. Just a few years ago, however, this team hardly existed. The Longhorns kept rolling and made it clear to the committee they wanted to play for the national championship, as the Longhorns took care of the Cowboys 49-21.
And the few fans that are left in here have absolutely erupted this stadium as the Cowboys take the lead for the first time today with 53 seconds left. Now this extra point is crucial because this is the difference between a field goal and a touchdown.
Alex Hill with the extra point to make it a 4-point game. It's up. It's blocked. It is blocked. BYU blocks the kick. We have a 3-point game with 53 seconds to go.
Gets it right in the breadbasket, right in her lap. Easy pitch and catch with the first baseman as Caroline Wong, Cowgirls' best hitter on the year, comes up. Great play design there by the Cowboys. It almost looks like we were watching BYU's offense out there all day. They ran lots of people in motion and lots of jet sweeps today. In the BYU defender's defense, how else are you supposed to cover him? He has been separation all of this quarter, all of the third quarter. He's been hard to stop. And that's going to be Camden Garrett, who has 2 picks in this game. As that off speed is just filthy. It's been filthy all day. That was the most half-hearted swing we have seen today. Just trying to put anything in play right now. Najee Harris going to take it up the middle, and he's going to be into the end zone for a Steeler touchdown. The first one of the night for either team, as Najee Harris will be in the end zone, 10 yards for the Steelers. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Yeah, and major props out to Kranz tonight, too. He really, the second inning that I pitched, I think he went 3 up, 3 down, all strikeouts, struck out the side. And then, I think a total of 8 strikeouts in the game. He really kept the Cowboys in it when it was 4-1. And Lane Forsythe on that. I just cannot believe that. A walk-off grand slam. How is it that every game that me and you call, there's always extra time in the game, there's always something.
Go ahead, Tim.
This is where we see what Jake Retzloff is really made of. He's 13 for 29 on the day, 157 yards. He's had a much better second half.
And 2 rushing touchdowns as well for Retzloff.
He does have 2 rushing touchdowns. The JUCO transfer playing in Boone Pickens Stadium in Stillwater, Oklahoma. This is a different environment. And he once again had a great block by his playmaker, Keanu Hill. If you saw that on the outside there, he had a great block into the end zone. Made it very manageable, just walk in for that score.
as the Cowboys are going to now need a score for themselves.
First and go, Cowboys.
And once again, what did we say earlier about the halfback misdirection? That play looked like it was going to get blown up in the backfield, but Ollie Gordon's quickness was just too much for the BYU defense.
That's exactly what you need to do. You need to get your confidence up on defense so you can come in a game that you're down 3 runs as that pitch is going to be low and outside. 2-0 count.
Well done.
As we're going to have a mound visit here from the catcher.
Pickett's going to take the snap. He's going to go out right to Deontay Johnson, who's going to have his first touchdown of the season coming all the way in Week 9. Deontay Johnson has been the guy in Pittsburgh the last few years, but he has not seen the end zone all year. Well, that streak is over as he gets his first touchdown halfway through the season in Week 9.
It is 24-6. Is there any way Oklahoma State can turn this around? And if they can, what do they need to do first?
24 unanswered points is very tough. Remember, OSU was leading 6-0 at the beginning of this game. 2 field goals, field goals don't always win football games. So I do think Mike Gundy needs to take a more Satake approach with it and be less conservative, more aggressive with his coaching in the second half. I think you need to give Ollie Gordon more chances at the ball. Bowman has struggled, to put it lightly.
Kilfoyle from the windup, the pitch. And it's going to be into left field. It's going to be into the gap. And once again, Angela Price is going to be on base. Just an excellent day at the plate for her today. The 9-hole hitter, not something you expect of a 9-hole hitter, but there's a reason why she's played 46 games and started all 46 of them this year. It's been great out in center today, and she gets a nice gapper for a double there.
Will take the snap and shotgun. He's going to go to the sideline to Deontay Johnson, who's going to beat his defender and get out at the 22-yard line. That's a big gain on a 3rd and 6 with only 5 minutes left in the game, being down. Big play for the Steelers right there, courtesy of Deontay Johnson.
But that's what you want to do, is get your morale back up, get the confidence back up if you're the Jayhawks here, which they're doing a great job this inning. 2 quick outs with the top of the lineup, too. That's the most impressive part about it. DeRochers comes in from the bullpen. Is just dealing right now. See if the offense can back them here. Down 5-2. Bottom of the 6th inning right now. That was not expected. It wasn't expected by Pollard either, as that's going to be the Jayhawks' first strikeout of the day, as Brooks was not able to get any on the day. DeRochers comes in and gets one with her 3rd batter faced, but now she has a challenge in itself with Talon Edwards here.
What this is going to be.
I don't think you can do anything but give it to Ollie Gordon. Just pound the rock to him.
Ollie has 3 touchdowns on the game, 18 on the season. He's looking for number 19 right now. Bowman in the pistol. Full package for the Cowboys. It's going to be a handoff. He tries to bounce it. Oh, he comes back. Oh, my gosh. He jumps in. No call. Touchdown, Cowboys!
That had to be one of the most impressive plays I have ever seen.
Pitcher is once again going to get ahead in the count here, 0-2. Like we said, she's struck out once today. Let's see if Kilfoyle can get her again here. So if it's anything like we've seen all day, this at-bat is going to go on about 4 more pitches. Not this time, though, as she's going to swing and miss.
3 up.
That is Kilfoyle's 4th strikeout of the day. 3 up, 3 down in the inning, as we're going to head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Cowgirls lead 3-2 in this one.
When we think about it, it was a 15-point game before that fake punt call. That puts it at a 3-score game now. It's going to be very difficult to come back in this one. Mike Gundy needs to be more aggressive with his coaching. Al Bowman needs to be better with the football.
Rosie Davis, ever since that blunder in the 1st inning at second base, has really just made every play that's came to her.
Good call back, Tim. 2 early errors for her, and she has been locked in ever since.
Bases clearing double for the 8th hole hitter there, Lexi McDonald. Only had 11 RBIs on the year before that. I honestly think that ball almost went foul there. It was just ripped right down the line, right past first base. As Megan Bloodworth will come up to the plate.
Cassidy there dove at someone's ankles, tripping them. That was a big block right there to let Ollie Gordon just walk free into the end zone. This is a very important extra point here. This BYU offense is very interesting because they like to run lots of motions. They like to run lots of jet sweeps, some options. You know, the options didn't work well earlier in the game. But this BYU offense just looks like it's too much for the OSU defense.
Kilfoyle just has such an arsenal for her pitches, too, because she can come at you with the E and the rise ball, and then she can just throw that nasty off speed as well. As she is once again going to sit her down looking. Kilfoyle's 5th strikeout of the day, 3rd to Bruno.
And a dot by Retzloff. Fumble, and it's taken away! It is taken away! OSU has it!
What are the refs going to rule?
They rule fumble! Game over! OSU is going to the Big 12 championship!
A lot of people thought that probably should have been the game, as she is going to pitch here once again. The delivery, and it's going to be right to Rosie Davis again, and Rosie Davis is yet another play over at second base. And that is going to be the ball game for us today. 5-2. The Cowgirls will win game 1 of the doubleheader. Blowhorn sounds.
And it looks like the ball is out on that. The extra effort was not worth it. His knee would have been down. Was that Rex on the play? I believe that was Rex.
I believe so. That was Rex on the catch. It was an 8-yard completion. It would have been just short of the first down. But Rucker
stripped the ball and lifted him up in the air. His legs would have been down.
What a defensive stop.
Hey everyone, Tim Froehlich here. I appreciate you guys all listening and watching my work that I've done in my collegiate career. I'm going to miss OSU, but I'm excited for the opportunities that await me ahead in life and all my future endeavors. And I appreciate all the support from everyone. And hopefully I can get a pretty decent job out of going to school for this. But thank you for watching, and I will continue to create content on my YouTube channel. If you guys want to stay in touch. Thanks again.